Hello, welcome to Vlogmas. My third most popular video, while I try to figure out where I was in this book, is what works better than CBT, which makes absolute sense to me. Because CBT is sort of like the benchmark for therapy for anybody. It's just the default. That's what they come up with. Cognitive behavioral therapy. It doesn't work for people with avoidant personality disorder, which I talked about in the video that I'm referring to, for all the same reasons. I think this is confusing to me because I do it twice. I have to make another one of these. Okay, so that's done. Yeah. Start over again. Do it over. The problem with CBT is that it will make you sort of relive everything that drove you crazy the first time around when you were living it. I mean, that's like an incredibly basic way of putting it, but that is what the problem is. And therapists don't seem to understand that. They think that you go through the process of deciding that whatever happened doesn't make any sense because it doesn't make any sense. There's basically nothing that you did to deserve becoming avoidant, obviously. But your brain doesn't get that. And so it wants to hold on to what it knows, which is obviously it's accurate and you deserve whatever is going through your head. And so I've always called it the pendulum effect, that you sort of swing out, but then you swing back. And so if you're going over traumatic events that you went through and basically trying to discredit them, then what's going to happen is you're basically going to ruminate on them, and it's as if it's happened again. And it actually, due to extra sticky neural pathways, it makes you, that was Willie, I don't know what she's doing. It makes you end up reliving everything, and it sticks in your head even worse than it did before. And I'm trying to describe this in a way that I haven't described it before, and I don't think I can. That's what happens. It makes it worse. In a nutshell, it makes you focus on the negatives, and you can't sort of outrun it. Kind of like, okay, this is going to be a weird analogy, but it's an analogy that will work. When they talk about if you need to lose weight, that you have to do it with your diet because you are not capable of exercising enough to compensate for a crazy diet, because you can possibly consume thousands of calories in like 10 minutes and there's no way to exercise that much. It's kind of the same thing. You know, you've got these memories that you just cannot, even though it makes no sense, you cannot switch them around in your head to not want to take responsibility for them. Same thing where I double everything up. Times 2, double it up. Okay. Let's do this again. So that's basically what happens. You try your hardest to override the inaccurate idea about yourself, but it doesn't feel inaccurate, it feels accurate. And so focusing on these things you're supposed to, I mean, that's the point, that the goal of CBT is to go, oh, well, I was just totally wrong about everything. And obviously the therapist is correct that there's, you know, all these thoughts I'm having are inappropriate, inaccurate, and these other thoughts are something that I should be focusing on now. That, you know, I should just suddenly realize that everything I knew about myself is wrong. That doesn't work. Which is why this video is probably popular, because people are like, wait, I know this, but the people who are supposed to be experts are telling me this thing, and, you know, obviously I have no authority, and there's no way that I can push back against experts telling me this thing. Please, who am I? You know, it falls right into your avoidance to not want to trust your gut instinct. Oh, wait, have I already done this? Or do I do it all twice? Oh, I see. It basically repeats. Because I'm doing a second wall. Okay. Yeah, it exactly repeats. So I gotta get one of these. I gotta get. Where are the little dudes? There they are. Okay. So then, that's all great. I mean, I'm sort of being dismissive because that's who I am, and me saying these things because it's me, I don't think that it's like I have no authority, please. Although I do recognize that part of the reason why people watch this channel, a lot of the reason people watch this channel is because I'll say something that in your gut you know that's true, and then you can use that sort of as ammunition against the avoidant thoughts that obviously nothing you can do or say is correct. Because that's not accurate. Now I'm trying to put these in order because I did them out of lost track of where I was. Next is make these little windows. I do recognize how helpful it is to hear the truth and to validate the thoughts that you're having, and these doctors or whoever you're talking to are off their rocker because they just don't know. I mean, the big breakthrough that was made with therapy for people who have borderline personality disorder, where they have a therapy that actually works, is fantastic. That is dialectical behavioral therapy. That was created by somebody who had DBT, who had borderline. It was 100% created by a person who was experiencing it at the time and knew exactly what was going on, and was not just going, oh, well, this should work. Okay, in theory, it should work. But actually went through and really looked at their issues, at their problems, and trusted their gut instinct that what they've been told by the experts is wrong. There's nothing like that for somebody with avoidant personality disorder. There's nobody out there who will, say, this is what you need to do. This is how you counteract it. All you can do is basically get support, which is what I try to put out there. It's like the truth of what it is to live with this thing. And that's why I also go out of my way to point out when what I'm talking about might really just be my personal experience and it's not universal. Or when I'm talking about something that's muddled, I do have multiple diagnoses that I don't really focus on because the avoidance is definitely the worst of it. Okay, let's go backward again. Oh, I'm so good at doing this. Okay. Yeah, I have not been to any sort of school about this. I mean, if I had, then I would probably be spouting off the same stuff that has been said in the past. That is just completely wrong for people with avoidant personality disorder. It just plain does not work. All the average things that are supposed to work, it just doesn't work. So, what works better then? I mean, that was the point of the video. Have I come up with any other insights as to what works better? Okay, the best thing I can say about it is that if you are in therapy and therapy generally, any type of therapy, no matter who your therapist is, no matter how much they want to pretend that they're like the god, and there are some therapists that are just wicked like that. They just think they're all that and a bucket of chips. Therapy is not supposed to be a lifelong experience. Therapy is supposed to be something that is helping you fix a individual temporary issue. Okay, so the first thing is to make sure your expectations are correct if you're going to start therapy, which is that it's not going to fix you, it's not going to change you, it's not going to have any sort of permanent effect. What it's going to do is help you get through an issue that you are having at that moment. Okay? And a therapist is not going to come in and tell you what to do. A therapist is basically going to be somebody who works as a sounding board to help you figure yourself out. That is why, it's basically what therapists are trained to do, is to come in and be like, okay, well, we're going to go in and you're going to come up with a solution. In the end, it's going to solve the problem for you. That is probably not going to work for someone with avoidant personality disorder. This is kind of a bummer set of Vlogmas videos. You say, hey, there's no hope. There is hope, okay? But you've got to have sort of an accurate set of expectations about what therapy is going to do for you, what you're going to get out of it, okay? You're not going to cure avoidant personality disorder because it's your personality. I mean, once you've gotten to the point where it's set, which is probably from age 30, I'll say, and on, then you need to learn how to live with it, and accept it. And again, it's helping you navigate life safely. So, it's a protective thing. So it's very annoying for sure, but I'm putting this eccentric. It's not an eccentric. Might be screwing it. But I don't think. Yeah. So temporary expectations have a specific goal, which is not going to be fix my life. It is, it's like whatever is causing the biggest crisis in your life right now, kind of work with it. All the little things that you're supposed to do. First of all, the way I live my life, I don't pay any attention really to what I'm supposed to do. And so far, it's worked for me. Is that maybe backwards? I think all those little doodles are backwards. This one they're all backward too. This one they're all backward too. It should be. Okay, let's take this apart. Oh no, you know what? I'm just gonna leave them. I mean, no, I can't. I've got to take it all apart. Switch them around. So don't take on everything at once. You're not going to restructure your whole life. As much as it would be wonderful to be able to do that, that's not how the world is going to work for people with avoidant personalities. And that's okay. You're not going to be able to go in and say, okay, well, the way I've thought about everything is completely wrong, and therefore I'm going to now suddenly think in a completely different way. I mean, that would be great if we could all just do that. So I'm doing, I'm ripping the whole thing. So CBT as a cure is not going to happen. CBT as a way to make you accept your life is not going to happen. You're not going to be able to go through and suddenly go, oh yeah, everything I knew about my life was wrong, and now this thing is going to be correct. Because the thing with people with avoidant personality disorder is they're pretty cool with having completely I don't want to call it duplicitous, but kind of. I mean, you can have two completely radically opposite ideas going on in your head at once, and that's great. Oh, get back on there. You know, obviously, the thoughts going through your head are just wrong. Because everything you think is wrong. These. They're not. I got it apart. I mean, I should be able to get it back together, right? So you can. I'm killing you. You can think two completely, totally separate things. And at the exact same time. And CBT sort of doesn't work like that. DBT does. DBT is, yes, two separate things at once. So, does DBT work for people with avoidant personality disorder better than CBT? Yes. However, the process of going through DBT is incredibly difficult. Again, I've been through it. There we go. Instead, really what would work is getting a therapist who, where I started, who's not going to be stuck with doing CBT, and instead is going to be willing to work on specific individual issues. For instance, perhaps you need to get a job. I mean, you also want to have, the ideal life that everybody wants with, the house and the family and everything else. So what's much better is to prioritize rather than like fixing everything and saying, oh yes, I'm actually this lovely, wonderful person, and it wasn't my fault. I mean, obviously it wasn't your fault. Whatever happened to you that caused the trigger was not your fault. This is not trying to mock that part. The thing is that it doesn't matter that it wasn't your fault because you are reacting to it. The guy on over there, he's a pain in the neck. These have to line up exactly in a straight line, and I'm not good with straight lines. It doesn't really matter that it's not your fault that the things happen to you, unfortunately. So the things happen. Now you have this defense mechanism that is keeping you safe, that you can't get rid of. Okay, that's great. So you have to learn how to work in the bounds of that. So what you need is a therapist who is willing to not be the hero of your life and make everything glorious and wonderful, and suddenly you don't have any symptoms of avoidant personality disorder, and you're full of confidence and you're full of self-esteem, and you don't think terrible of yourself, and unlike me that can't even get this toy to hook together. Yeah, you need somebody who's willing to help you goal set and help you then once you have your goals, help you break them down into really truly manageable and safe steps. And so I have said, although, I mean, there are some serious quacks out there. So I kind of feel bad about suggesting it. I do. I feel bad about suggesting it, but it's easier. There are life coaches out there, and the thing is that you don't know what kind of a life coach you're going to get. They're not certified. They could be true quacks where they're like, okay, well, as your life coach, I'm going to tell you, you need to drink this powder 6 times a day. Oh, and it costs like $800 a month, and make that check out to me, thank you very much. And you can get that kind of wacky, quote-unquote life coach. That's not going to help you at all. Is this done? Oh yeah, can you do those little... Where are they? Well, I do not recommend getting caught up in any of that type of stuff. Done. Okay. Are these identical? No. It goes there. That one goes there. So this is another one of my, what I would consider a useless video, because I don't really have a suggestion that can help, other than if somebody says, I want to do CBT, say, no thank you. Okay, there. Done with page 10. Which is 45 steps out of 230. We're flying through this and have to make these shorter, do less, because I'm sort of, I thought this would take forever, but it's actually sort of going relatively fast. And I'm not really saying much in the videos. Yeah. What works better than CBT is focused goal setting, where you don't pay attention to everything that you're supposed to do, but really look at what is going to work for you in your individual life and what your priorities are. I had a lot of people be like, okay, what kind of job do you have? Wait, what? And a lot of people are like, wait, what this travel thing? What is that about? Sorry, I think I hit the microphone again. I'm not used to it. But it works for me. You know, that I am living alone. Unless you count the cats. Or floating around here somewhere. You know, and I'm getting older, and shouldn't I try at least to get a backup plan for that? And no, I don't think so. And that's how I live my life. So yeah, basic goal setting, really focus it, do one thing at a time, do the most important thing, ignore all the rest of all the stuff that you're supposed to do, what society says, and do what you need to do. Go. Bye.